Okay. Did you want to just go in order? What do you want to do?
Is
Yeah, let's
there?
go. You can
Oh,
just go in order. Yeah, just be easier that way.
Sure.
all right. Give it to us, Matthew.
All right. First one is all creatures. Let me know if this is too loud or not.
Good.
All the creatures of our God and King, lift up your voice and with us sing. Oh, praise Him. Hallelujah. Thou burning sun with golden beam, thou silver moon with softer ring. Oh, praise Him. Oh, praise Him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Let all things still created bless, and worship Him in humbleness. Oh, praise Him, Hallelujah. Praise, praise the Father, praise the Son.
All right. That was around a minute 45.
Great job. Whose song was this?
This is
Who?
Alvin's.
Oh, so it's Alvin. All right, great.
You grill
Alvin,
me.
how'd that? What's that you said? Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
grill
gonna
you.
grill me.
Yeah, I'm gonna grill you. So, yeah, that was a very interesting
Yeah.
set of musicians. Can you tell me a
What
little
would
bit?
you like to know?
I'd just like to know why you decided to choose those musicians that you had in that song.
Oh, I think I mentioned it in our interview, but I'll
Oh,
say it
hold on a
again
second.
here.
What are you talking about? Interview? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. What is this? Can you tell me what this is about before you tell me about the musicians?
The interview?
Yeah, what is this? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, we're dropping a producer's interview right
Oh,
after this live stream.
oh, I see. And I guess you're gonna be talking about more about this album that we have.
Exactly.
Ah, very nice. Okay, good to know. Now go ahead and I know it's in the interview video, but why don't you go ahead and let me know and the rest of us know. How did you choose the musicians that you chose for the song?
Well, it is an older song, and so I thought that maybe Bang Bang and his team would most likely suit this song. That's my opinion. And I guess the way I structured this song is I had the males sing first, the verse first, and then the females, if you noticed, came in second verse. And I kind of, I guess, exemplifies how God created man first and then female came second. And that's kind of I guess that's why I thought
Oh, I see.
came in this song structure.
Very nice. And I guess Matthew, you're the one who ended up working with the actual musicians in the recording process, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how was it like working with like Bong Bong and all the I guess like everyone in the song? I'm curious. Like how did that go for you?
I think it went pretty well. I think some of them were maybe a little nervous. They didn't know what to expect because I'm sure a lot of them have not actually recorded in a sort of studio setting. I tried to provide as much of a studio setting to them as I could. And yeah, they're all, I think in the beginning, some of them were like really nervous, like, oh, what do I do? Do I just stand here? Do I need to do anything like special? And yeah, I just tried to like reassure them, let them know you can just sing as you would on worship and just if you mess up, we'll just do it again. I think that's the bonus. You don't have to worry about trying to be perfect on one take. We can always go back and do things as needed. And yeah, I think some of them really enjoyed it. I think Bong Bong found it, I guess, a cool thing to do with the church because I don't think it was something he expected to be able to do this year too.
Mm.
So yeah,
I
it
wish
worked
we
out pretty
got
well.
his entire team though. I know we reached out to like other people,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but we only got a few of them. Would have been nice to have like his entire team. More voices would be nice.
Mhm. Yeah.
Alvin, can you remind us who are the musicians on this track?
It's the vocalists are Uncle Bong Bong, Auntie Anna, Auntie Vian, Matthias, and then Ryan Wong is the guitarist, Matthew is the pianist, and there's drums, right?
There's a cajon, yes.
Yeah, that was Matsuhito then.
Yes.
Nice.
Whew.
I
Multi
mean,
musicians.
Drill over.
when did we record the song again? Like actually record the song?
I think this was in
It has to be like
April?
April or May because that's when
Yeah.
we did all the
Yeah.
recordings.
All right. Oh well, Alvin, you're
Yeah.
forgiven. It's been a while.
I'm done. See you guys later.
All right, we're good.
Oh, shout out to Amy Lee who drew that very cute cover.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
very
Yeah,
sweet.
that's cool.
Yeah, I remember looking at through all the artwork and I was like, oh, this one's the one that had like an actual like image on it. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I encourage that creativity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good
also
job,
wanted to-
Amy.
I also wanted to add too, and I think that we're going to be covering it in the album, or sorry, in the group interview later on. That's going to be dropped. But for those, I guess if there's anyone that's listening or watching, like the way that the sequence of the song, I guess, is also pretty important because the reason why we start out with Our Creatures is because we wanted to start out with creation because that's basically like the whole album is basically like a journey or an experience of the Bible in a chronological order. So you'll see that like throughout the progression of, I guess throughout the listening party, you'll see different themes of the Bible. So the first song, All Creatures, is about the theme of creation. And then you'll see themes of like, literature, you'll see like the cross, you'll see like things about the resurrection and heaven later on. So I just wanted to kind of just throw that in there in case people were wondering like why we chose certain songs and everything. So yeah.
Indeed. Speaking of the next song, Matthew, what's the next song?
All right, next up, we have Ancient of Days.
Oh, baby.
I love the song.
Yes, I do too.
Though the nations rage, kingdoms rise and fall, there is still one king reigning over all. So I will not fear, for this truth remains, that my God is the Ancient of Days. None above him, none before him, all of time in his hands. For his throne it shall remain and ever stand. All the power, all the glory, I will trust in his name. For my God is the Ancient of Days. Though the dread of night overwhelms my soul, he is here with me. I am not alone. Oh, his love is sure. My God is the Ancient of Days.
What a beautiful voice.
Oh,
Who's that? Who's that singer?
I think that was
Great job.
Ray, right? That was Ray,
Oh,
right?
that has to be Ray, right?
I
work,
wish I
Ray.
had as good of a voice as this person that's singing on the album.
But yes, I got to sing on this track along with Aaron with some backing vocals.
Oh yeah, we never got there.
Yeah,
So
how
Oh,
did that
too bad.
happen?
yeah, how did
Was
that happen, Matthew?
Whose idea was that?
Well, this was originally also planned for having like more than one voice, but we couldn't get everyone in. And then in the end, I think Aaron suggested just adding his background because he thought like it could help, I guess, bring some more fullness and backing to the voices since there was such a full string section arrangement along with this track. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks Aaron for doing that.
Will
Yeah,
we
a
have
lot-
more songs with Aaron in it?
No, that's the unfortunately that's the only one my solo debut as a background vocalist.
His
Where
vocal cameo.
yeah,
Next time it's gonna be a foreground vocalist, right?
maybe. Let me talk with my coach. No, I did the backing for this vocal because I actually did the backing for Ancient of Days back when we were actually doing like remote worship where we were
Yeah, I was gonna mention that because you guys already did it previously.
Yeah, and so I did that. I remember I did that for Bonbong's team, I think, with Matthew, because that was the one where we were providing a demo track. And so I already knew kind of generally how to sing the harmonies without really having to think about it. And yeah, and like usually when you have 4 strings and only one vocal, you can really either you overwhelm the vocalist or the strings get really subdued to the point where the strings are pretty much useless. And so usually when it comes to that, it's good to balance out strings with the number of vocalists. And so that's why I was like, oh, Matthew kind of sounds kind of lonely out there. And so I just threw in my voice real quick. I guess it was the day that we released it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Matthew, you
final
also
sauce.
string arrangement for this one, right?
Yes, I wrote out the string arrangement. Oh, goodbye.
Hello.
Alright.
We got a cameo
Anyways,
from
we're
the
here.
congregation.
Yeah, so I did write this out back when we recorded it, when we were doing our remote worship things. So I reused that arrangement and kind of re-recorded it with, I guess, the strings for this specific one. The piano is different. The piano was new. I recorded the piano separately. So that was just something I did first on top as a demo before having the strings.
One thing I really liked about your string arrangement and like your piano is that your piano was very good at, I guess, counter melodying. So there was a lot of things going on, and at the same time, I kind of really liked that your strings had that amen cadence going on a lot, like the God is the ancient of dana. So you got that kind of suspended,
Suspension chord.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so like that made it feel very interestingly like a delayed resolved, and that was kind of nice.
I
Mm.
wonder how many people would like that though,
Yeah.
because it's definitely unique to me, at least. I feel like it's a hit or miss for some people.
Yeah.
Well, if it missed for you, sorry.
I'm open. I didn't say it missed.
Yeah.
It
I actually
initially
find
kind
that
of
a lot
missed.
in Matt's arrangements, that kind of suspended chord. Yeah, I think it helps that he was able to accompany his own arrangement on the piano because he kind of knows what's going on with the strings.
Yeah, it's always fun to do that because I know like exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I can basically predict the
Yeah.
future.
It becomes really cohesive.
Yeah, this almond thing, I think this is like probably the most intentional suspension thing I would ever do, because I was really aiming for making sure the almond lined up with that Ancient of Days line, because I felt like it gave that kind of emphasis and kind of eternality to that moment. So yeah, that's why there was those multiple almonds. We call them plagal cadences of 4-1.
How do you spell plagal?
Plagal. If anyone
Okay,
wants
so
to wiki that.
It's not like a bubonic plague kind of plague,
Nah,
right?
no.
Plug
Got
it
it.
out.
All right. Sweet. Well,
Who did the cover for this
all
one?
right.
This was JC Tan.
Oh, nice.
Shout out
Good
to
job,
JC.
I thought it was really cute. Like the little, like I think it was butterflies or like little flowers around it, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
This
color
one-
scheme.
yeah. I was like, oh, is that S a treble clef? She know? Oh, it's not. And I got disappointed after. I was like, so close, but that's cute. Nice.
I actually didn't even notice
Mhm.
that.
Nice. Well, we should probably keep going because we are already 20 minutes in.
All right, next one
Yes,
will be
let's-
Still My Soul Be Still.
Oh boy.
Still, my soul be still, and do not fear. The winds of change may rage tomorrow. God is at your side, no longer dread the fires of unexpected sorrow. God, you are my God, and I will trust in you and not be shaken. Lord of peace, renew a steadfast spirit within me to rest in you
I really like that hit that you were able to do, Aaron, with the other instruments coming in.
Yeah.
My soul be still, do not be moved by lesser lights and fleeting shadows. Hold onto His ways with shields of faith against temptation's flaming arrows. God, you are my God, and I will trust in you and not be shaken. Lord of peace, renew a steadfast spirit within me to rest in you. Still.
Very nice.
Nice.
A lot going on there.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic song, I think.
Yeah.
I really liked Aaron Ma's string arrangement of it
Agreed.
for our pandemic
Yeah.
worship. So I pretty much just like, yeah, let's just do it again.
Yeah. This like I guess like we have been writing string arrangements for the church for I guess has it almost been 2 years now? It really has almost been
Yeah,
like 2 years.
basically. Mhm.
Oh my gosh, 2 years has
Yeah.
gone by in a flash. Yeah, like of all the arrangements that I wrote for string arrangements, I felt like this one is by far the one that I felt was most inspired and like it fell into place. I think I mean not to say like I think the other stuff that I wrote are junk, which I mean let's be real, all of them are kind of junky, but this one in particular makes me it matters a lot to me because I guess like one still my soul be still is something like a song that one I really like, and it's like also something that I always try to tell myself a lot is because I feel like I get really heated a lot of times and like things get really noisy and like I have to kind of command my soul to calm it down basically. And so like when I kind of got the chance to write this kind of string arrangement, it was really nice that all those kinds of things kind of aligned and like Kristen was mentioning how the hit kind of happened and like that hit I would not really call as something that's original to me, but it was like a mesh of like three different inspirations that I had. And like I think a lot of this arrangement actually was like that where like oh none of this is really mine. It's just all the things that I've been really like inspired by in the past and like in the present. And so that's kind of what I wrote down. And like I don't know, like to me it always feels nice to know that the things that I put down on I guess like sheet music is not really like my own. It's like I'm just here like a messenger. I'm just copying things that I liked and then putting it in. And so yeah, like I like this arrangement myself. Like so and like that's not like something I really want to say because it's like why would you say like
Yeah.
oh yeah I love the things I write, you know?
Yeah,
You should
no,
be
I
proud of
know,
it.
I know you liked it. So that's why I wanted to like highlight it too.
Yeah.
And
I'm kind of curious about the piano part though. Like, was that something that who played the piano actually on this song?
that was Brian Luck.
Okay, did he? So who wrote the melody for it, or is that something that he just made up on the
I
spot?
think he made up on the spot. I might have given him some like notes of like different moods that I wanted him to kind of yeah, just be like playing in like certain parts, or I wanted him to be, like throw in some sparks of, like higher notes, or like kind of mellow out, or go just follow with the strings and the cajon rhythm. So I gave him those kinds of notes and just let him do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, Brian is really good at this. Like I don't know if, I ever let him know, but like every single time I've done worship with him, and like when I see like here's like worship, I guess like recordings, he's always very good at understanding, oh, where's a good place for him to be, and like where can he fill. And like I always see like, oh, he really knows what's going on, and he really knows his role. And so like I don't know, like Brian's always really great for these things. I love
with
hearing the
that.
stuff that he has.
I do agree
Yeah.
with that. It's always
think-
like one of those moments where you go, ooh, who's playing that? Like, oh, it's Brian.
Yeah, so I tried not to give him like too much instruction because I wanted him to lead a little bit more creatively on his own too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a natural like worship feel for whenever he does worship. So yeah, so definitely kudos to him if you're watching this.
Yeah, where are you, Brian?
Who did the cover art for this one?
The cover art was done by Endora Pan.
Nice.
Oh.
It's very floral-y.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
I like the calligraphy. I guess that's the right word.
Yeah, it's handwritten by her.
Oh,
Mm.
it's not like, is this like scanned then?
She took
Or
a
it's-
photo, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a photo.
Yeah.
Legit.
I was gonna say, like, for this song in particular, like, this is a song that I normally myself wouldn't personally lead based on like the original version, like the Yeti's version, like, because it sounds really mellow and sounds very slow, I guess. But then
Mhm.
like hearing this version, it inspires me to actually want to lead it with the string parts and everything. So so yeah, it's kind of a nice fresh and new take on this song and everything. So yeah, so again, props to Kristen and to everyone else involved in this song in particular. So
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron, for letting us borrow your arrangement.
No problem. All right.
Moving
All
on.
right.
Moving on.
Next up.
Hold on a second. At the rate we're going, we're gonna be done at like 12. So we should probably rethink about this going through this whole album thing before it gets too late.
You can talk less.
yeah, I can do that.
Okay, we'll try to talk less.
I can play less if you want me to.
Yeah, can you play
Probably.
maybe like, and you don't have to start from the beginning if you.
You can start from wherever you want.
All right, here's a random spot.
His word a lamp unto my feet, His spirit teaching and guiding me. And oh, the mystery of the cross, that God should suffer for the lost, so that the fool might shame the wise, and all the glory might go to Christ.
So I was gonna say,
have-
like, go ahead, Kristen.
Oh no, I was just gonna comment that when I so the cover art was done by Sarah Chen, and for those who don't know, we sent a draft of all the songs to the respective cover artists so that they can listen to the song and let the music inspire them in their artwork. So I was told by Sarah that when she heard the draft of this song, she like legit got chills by Robin's voice because it was so good.
Shout out Robin. I was gonna. Someone had asked me this question about, because I had the chance to listen to all the drafts as well, and they were asking me like which one kind of like stands out to you, because I mean all of them are good, but the one that really kind of stood out to me was actually Perfect Wisdom. This one in particular, I think it's just because of the simplicity of just the song itself. It's just Matt on the piano, then Robin on vocals and on harmony as well. And it's just really, to me, I just like the simplicity of it, and I think that's the reason why I think it stands out for me, because I'm a pretty simple person. So
I think something that's really fascinating is when you're able to pull off a complex thing in a very simple manner. And like I definitely think like, yeah, it felt very simple and clean. But like when you pay attention to what the heck Matthew's doing, there's some very complicated stuff going on there that's like slightly spicy, which is good, you know? And I was like, wow, all of this kind of really falls into place. Like I think there's a drop near the end of the song where Matthew puts some weird stuff in, and it sounds great.
Yeah, you can take a closer listen. I think the cool thing about this one is also this is one of the only tracks that was not done to a click. So it does have more of that natural, simplistic sense to it, because it was also the most simple to record as well. Because it was basically just piano, just vocal.
It was also very helpful because then I didn't really need to do as much editing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, basically Aaron couldn't do that much editing either.
Do you guys know J.S. Lee?
Yes.
The twins? To me, Robin kind of sounds like that, like them.
I can hear it. Yeah.
The color.
Yeah, especially when you add the harmony.
I mean, she did twin herself.
Yeah, it's a very gentle, breathy. Yeah.
Just I think just so last thing I'll add for this song, I think the way that she sings it, I know I tried to edit before midnight, so but I had to add this in there. That I think that like what makes it also stand out is the way that she sings it. It's very and just also a very intimate vibe to, and it really matches the piano really well and everything. So yeah, so just wanted to add that piece in there.
Sweet. All right, Matt, go for it.
Next one is His Mercy is More.
Riches of kindness he lavished on us. His blood was the payment, his life was the cost. Wisdom is a death we could never afford. Our sins, they are many, his mercy is more. Praise the Lord.
Lovely. Who did this cover before
This
Matthew
cover was
closes it?
done by Angie Yao.
Ah. I like the little like wave thing like like for each word. I was like, oh, that's a nice way to string it together.
Yeah, very creative.
Nice.
And who was the director for this song?
That was me.
Ooh.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
I was the director, but I was pretty hands off. That's a what do you call it? Like fancy speak for I didn't do anything. But yeah, like I think something that I wanted in this song, maybe you would hear, is that there is actually a good amount of string players in this group, or in this song. I believe Darren played in it, Genevieve played in it as well, and like that's like something I really always want to see more of. I mean, like back when I think it was like 10, 15 years ago when we were still baby kids, like we were doing something like a Christmas orchestra every year. And there's a good amount of people. I think we still try to keep doing that. And I know that there's a lot of like people who play music out there in the
I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of high schoolers or middle schoolers in an orchestra or something, forced by their parents to be in the orchestra for extracurriculars or something.
Encouraged. Let's use the word encourage here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I definitely think so. And so like I always would love to see kind of more, I guess, like congregational members who have, the fortune to be able to learn music, to be able to participate in the church with music in some sort of way. And I don't really want this kind of thing where it's like, oh, worship is only for the best musician kind of thing, like the worship stage. So I always want to make sure, like, oh, if there's any musicians out there who want to, participate in music with the church and, work together with, worship ministry, that they have the ability to do so. And so like things like this where like I try to like have a grander or bigger string section kind of I hope enables that a little bit more, because it takes off the load of, or like the pressure of being, oh, play well, that kind of thing. And so this was kind of one of those songs where I'm like, oh yeah, let's throw as many string players as we can in here, whoever's available, just get in there. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. Please contact us so that we can get you in.
Yes, completely agree.
Yeah.
All right. No more thoughts? We can go on.
We gotta power through this. So
Okay. Next up, Come Behold.
oh yes, play near the ender side of things.
Taste of deliverance, how unwavering our hope. Christ in power, resurrected, as we will be when He comes. What a foretaste of deliverance, how unwavering our hope. Christ in power, resurrected, as we will be when He comes.
Nice. And who was our cover artist for this one?
And the cover was done by Chloe Harsojo.
Hey.
I like it. It's really simple and yeah. Again, going back to the whole simple theme, I like it.
Ray the Simple Man.
Yep.
Nice.
So I think this one was my song that I kind of helped arrange and everything. Or at least a
Mr.
part of it.
Range?
Huh?
I think I heard someone that seemed pretty familiar too.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean yeah. Yeah, so anyways, the song Come Behold. The reason why I chose this song was because I think this is one of the first songs, if I recall, like this is one of the first songs that I remember like recording with you guys back when like the pandemic started.
The Easter
Yeah, that East.
worship.
I think it was for Easter worship. I think the week before that it was just me on the piano, and then the second week was you guys just a string, and then I just remember like that feeling that wow, this is like really awesome, like just having strings in the piano and what we can do. And so I think that kind of catapulted like, or just like really started the whole online worship portion of everything. And I just kind of wanted to bring that back here and kind of make a more refined and more polished version and kind of add a little more layers to it. And so I kind of wanted to keep the string. I love the string arrangement. I think, was it Matt that did you arrange the, did you make the arrangement for the strings for the song?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you could talk a little bit more as to like to what the string arrangement was for the song. What your vision was.
I guess for the string arrangement, I kind of was just emulating whatever I heard from you, Ray, because this is one of those ones where you gave us something and I kind of used it to guide the energy of it. And in general, I kind of made this a very kind of, to me, it was like a very classic quartet arrangement where all the strings were doing something in a very unison manner and traveling energy-wise through the different verses. And usually I try to find different like hot words to hit things on. Like in that final verse, I would look for moments where I want to hit a certain point of the verse. So if you listen back, you can hear at certain points I did like a boom, boom,
For taste of deliverance.
to highlight that specific moment.
Yeah.
So that was my general kind of thing that I did as I went through this arrangement.
Yeah. And I guess in terms of like vocals, like I wanted Angie and Jen Blow on this because their ability to be able to hit that high note towards the end. Well, at least like for Angie to hit that high note harmony, and then Jen's ability to be able to harmonize with that low harmony. So I kind of love that texture between their voices blending together. And so that's part of the reason why I wanted to ask them to join the song, I suppose. So yeah.
Nice. Classic. A Ray classic.
All right.
And then
so-
moving on to another classic. All right.
Lit the flame. Now this gospel truth of old shall not kneel, shall not fade. By his blood and in his name, in his freedom I am free. For the love of Jesus Christ, who was resurrected me. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, I just sing praise forever to the King of Kings. Praise forever to the King of Kings. Praise forever to the King of Kings.
Man, Angie.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Angie.
Did Hillsong do a
Yeah.
cover of the song or something like that? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I think I heard about that group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the original, right?
And
This
one
is
of
your
the
cover art, right, Kristen?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is
I
my
thought-
cover art.
I thought the cover art was very applicable. The first thought I was thinking was something like outer space.
Yeah.
Like the
I don't
beginning.
know why, but when I
Yeah.
hear this song or even this arrangement, I have this image of like
Like grand.
space or like, yeah, this like vastness, like unfathomable vastness, and like
Yeah.
of this single like entity, the King of Kings. And so, and then I think Ray, were you the one who introduced this song to our congregation during?
I think
I think it was actually Angie and
Uncle Victor.
Uncle Vic. Yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't until
okay.
like much later that I actually kind of fell into
Adopted
loving the
it.
song. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted like Angie and you to reprise your roles in this song, because I think you guys sang it quite a number of times during our outdoor worship services. And yeah, I just wanted to like highlight Angie's voice and then just bring in the strings to have like this singular voice in like a big room kind of feel.
Yeah.
So
There was a moment that we actually played it back where like you had the strings go up pretty high. I called it the Lion King moment. Like I think in our like chat earlier. But yeah, like that's kind of like it goes back to kind of like that whole like vastness that Alvin and you were talking about earlier. I was like, oh yeah, it just feels really like up there, right? And so like
yeah.
I think I love it when that happens because like that's where strings really excel. Is like just going above the voice and like pulling the voice up kind of thing, like or elevating the voice up. And so I thought that part was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks.
I wanted to ask, I don't know whether you got the answer. I think we were talking about this offline,
Oh,
but
yeah.
so the original version actually had the strings doing the melody, that
There was a string intro written at
right.
first.
But then
Yes.
I think the draft version, when I was listening to it, actually it just went straight to Angie singing the first verse, and I thought that was actually the original, or that was the intent, until I realized that there's actually a string version. So I guess my question for you is, Kristen, is what went into the decision in making, or I guess going with just starting with Angie verse 1 instead of the string intro?
Yeah, well, I think I first wrote the string intro just as like to open up the space, you know, with the strings before we hear Angie's voice, and then it kind of cuts into the silence where she sings, "In the darkness we were waiting," right? But yeah, we were kind of going back and forth, and then I had Aaron send me two versions, one with the strings and intro and then one without. And my gut feeling was to have it without just having Angie open up the song. I don't know. They were both good in their own ways. So I don't know. Maybe Aaron and Matt
Yeah.
can.
Initially, I disagreed. I was like, "Oh, the strings are really good there for setting up the silence for Angie to fill, and like it hits really nicely when Angie cuts into that kind of string thing." And then I
Mhm.
mentioned like, "Oh, we kind of sucked at playing it though, so we didn't really do a good job of it." And then I said like, I don't know, Matthew, what do you think? And so yeah, what did you say, Matthew?
Yeah, and I said, yeah, even though it's silent and starts with Angie, I think that allows Angie to still be elevated and lead the song with her energy from the beginning. So that was something Aaron mentioned about the strings too. Like it elevated Angie, and I agree. It did elevate Angie, but in the same sense, if Angie starts, it also allows her to kind of set the mood and color and just timbre of the song with her singular voice, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's actually unique too because I think a lot of the original version actually starts with the piano with that melody, but having Angie just go straight into it, I think makes the song unique in itself because I don't hear any other versions just going straight into it. So, and I actually kind of like, I like the fact that you went straight into it. So I think it was a good call at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I
Me
also like
too.
the key change too. That's also different at verse 3, and I like how you kind of build up to how the key change kind of help elevate the song, kind of building up or crescendoing towards the end to kind of emphasize it a little bit more. So
Yeah. I'm just a sucker for key changes. What can I say?
nothing wrong with key changes.
All right,
All right.
let's keep going.
Next.
For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus strong and kind.
Nice cover art. Nice drawing.
Yeah.
Who drew this?
I did.
What a great drawing.
Wow.
Why did you choose that specific passage is what I'm asking. Background.
I mean,
Sure.
it is. That's what I got reminded of, at least. For Jesus strong and kind, there's the verse of saying, what did it say?
verse?
It's like Jesus strong and kind. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. Oh, do you mean the keep?
And then you will come to me part.
Yeah, you're come
Oh,
to me
yeah.
part.
Okay.
Jesus said that if I'm weak, he will
I
come,
will-
or if I'm
I will
lost,
come
I'll
to
come
you.
to, or he
I
will come to
you.
me.
Yeah, like
And he
basically
showed
the
me on that
whole
cross. He will
whole
come
song
to me.
is like pretty much saying like rest, put your mind and rest in me, that type of thing. And if you're struggling, come to me, I will give you rest, that type of thing. So that's why I put that in the background, sort of like highlighting the overall meaning of the song. And that's why I kind of, at first it was just that Jesus strong and kind. And then when I was listening to the draft, I was just looking outside the window with, I have curtains. So it was kind of windy and it was kind of blowing in the wind. And so I was listening to the song like, oh, that's nice lighting. And I looked at the floor and I saw my Bible. And so I'm like, oh, this is a good idea.
Oh.
Maybe I'll use something. I can't write it anymore because I can't write because this is on Procreate. And so I printed it off Procreate on Instax and I just put it on top of the Bible with that nice lighting.
I see.
But yeah, that's the story behind this cover art.
It was all God, basically.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah.
I noticed that in the background. That was well thought out, or I guess.
Oh, it's
well,
just a coincidence. You just open to a random
Yeah,
page
yeah,
and
it's super random.
I let the
Yeah.
Lord lead me
I mean-
in which verse to use.
Yeah, but what verse is it? I can't
It's
tell.
Matthew 11:25.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that you highlighted that the come to me part, because like the whole song at the beginning is, I should come to him, right? And like once you hit verse 3, I believe that's when he says he will come to me. And like there's a very strong change of direction when it comes to that. It's like, oh, instead of going to him, like he will come to us. And like that kind of duality is like super, like it's a strong change. And like I always love it when Jen sings that part, because she's so good at really like demonstrating that like change of heart, or that change of
Mhm.
perspective. And I'm like every single time, like I it's like one of those things when I'm like editing, like sometimes I just find myself like, wait, I'm supposed to be editing, I'm not supposed to be listening. And yeah, and Jen was one of those situations where like in that situation, like, oh man, great
yeah,
job.
her tone completely changes. Like if you
Mhm.
listen from the beginning of the song, it's like much more gentle,
Mm.
and like I almost didn't even recognize her. I know you told her this. Like
Mm.
I didn't recognize her voice because it was more gentle than how she normally sings at church. But
Mm.
then like once you get to the
Mhm.
third verse, it's definitely that like more powerful voice that you're used to hearing from her.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Matthew though.
Who's that?
Harmony.
Oh yes.
I don't know.
Well, I think Matthew, this isn't like you don't usually harmonize, right? And so this was kind of new for you.
Yeah, this is just something that it was still fun to do, because for me it's hard to harmonize live, so it's nice to have a recorded session to be able to try different things out. And it's very helpful to have Jen's voice. She's very inspiring, so I'm very thankful for that to harmonize with.
All right, we gotta
Nice
move
job.
on. We are running short on time.
All right, this is Jerusalem.
Praise the one who saved us. Lift your voices to the one who is seated on the throne. Sing him in the new Jerusalem. Praise the one who saved us. Praise the one who saved us. Oh,
Who did the cover art for this one?
This was Nate Lee.
Nice.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, it kind of matches the tone of the song actually.
Yeah.
I can kind of see like where he's coming. I can see where he's coming from with this vision.
Same.
So I guess for this song, it's a pretty straightforward song if you listen to the original by City of Light. Straightforward 4/4 song, and I just love the fact that like the song really just talks about it really just paints and illustrates a picture of the cross and everything. But I also kind of wanted to add a little bit of a spin, kind of do something a little bit different, where it doesn't really take away from the original. So if you had a chance to listen to it, kind of add a little bit of like O's during the transition, just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Mhm.
I know it's something that we wouldn't normally do in a regular worship setting, but because it was more in a recorded session, I felt like I wanted to take that risk and try something a little bit different outside my comfort zone, because that's something I wouldn't normally do, but I wanted to try that out and see how it goes. And I think it went well, especially when like Endora and Robin were harmonizing. I think during the second and third time when we were transitioning into the verses and stuff like that. So, and then towards the end, there's like a little part where when we sing the chorus, it
goes
there's like
dun, dun.
it goes like dun dun dun.
Yeah,
I wanted to add like a little bit of different variety to the song too. Like I said, they're pretty standard song. And so I just wanted to kind of make it a little bit different and add my own spin to it. So and I guess you came up with the strings arrangement, right, for this, Kristen?
Yeah, I
What
kept
was your
it
vision for
relatively
it?
simple. I just followed your cues, and I think at each verse I just elevated ever so slightly, and then yeah, towards the end when we get those like double hits, I just
Mhm.
did the same thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, it sounded great.
Yeah. So that's that song. So thank you, Endora and Robin and Gabe. Actually, originally I did not have Gabe on the song as the bass. It was really just the vocal strings and the cajon, and I felt like I needed the bass just to kind of help complete like the sound more, to kind of have more of that lower note tone and everything. So so thanks Gabe for coming back to re-record the song and everything.
Yay, Gabe.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes. Let's
Mhm.
go.
All your blessing comes that we may praise the name of Jesus. May the peoples praise you, let the nations be glad. All your blessing comes that we may praise the name of Jesus.
Didn't realize how many measures we had towards the end. But
It's a good
anyways,
play up.
yeah. But I think this is the only song that really is like the most up tempo, unless like Yet Not I is different. I haven't listened to Yet Not I, but I think this is like the only like fast beat song that we have on the album. So I wanted to kind of include that here, and so I felt like May the People's Praise You was a really good song just to kind of just celebrate, not celebrate, just really I guess it's just the idea of just like evangelizing and just having joy in our Christian life and walk and everything. And so I really think that the cover art really does a good job in kind of matching just the tone.
Who did
of
I
the
this?
song as well.
agree. That was done by Katie Aoyang.
Nice.
Good job,
Good job,
Katie.
Katie.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really like just vibrant and everything.
Very happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
joyful.
Exactly. And that's kind of like what the vibe of the song I wanted to be and everything as well. So yeah, but otherwise it was just, like I said, it's a pretty straightforward song. And there wasn't I didn't really deviate too much from the original, because I think the original was pretty good already. So I just wanted to kind of just stick to it and all that.
We had Tiff Dip sing the song too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Your amazing sister. So
Oh, I have a sister. No.
Surprise.
yeah, Tiff and Robin were also singing. We're singing on this one. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to collaborate with them. The thing I appreciate about Tiff is that she was very detail oriented. So she would ask me questions on like the word blessing. Should there be an S? Should there not be an S? And so I was like, I don't even realize like whether there should be an S or not. So I can appreciate just her thoughtfulness and her intention on wanting to perfect just her part in the song and everything. So
Side note,
She has a very bright tone to her
yeah,
voice, which
she
fits
does
the song really well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she has a good timbre to the song too. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Sorry, Aaron, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that kind of detail is very important when you're like editing, because you hear everyone's voice by itself, in super high detail, and like you'll notice these things where you're like, oh, this person's singing with an S, but this person's not singing with an S, and so her detail orientation is very nice when it comes to these situations. Like, oh, everything's kind of already set in place. This is great. Thanks.
You should say that to her face.
No, she's not gonna get this far in the video, so we're good.
You gotta clip this.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
I'm just. Has anyone listened to the song yet? Or
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
I have.
okay, so look, this
Sorry,
is gonna be
you're
like
left out.
new for me then.
Well, you can hear the final little part
Got
of
it.
Nice.
Hmm.
And this cover art was done by Ian Lamb.
Very nice, Ian.
I like
Good job.
it.
Thanks, Ian.
Very clean, sleek.
So
Ooh,
Aaron, what was your inspiration for this arrangement? I am sure there's a long list, but enlighten us.
Oh yeah, so I had this big grand plan for this song, and then it fell through. And I was like, you know what? It'll be great if we can, the four of us here could play something together on the album, and so that's why it's here. But yeah, like
Tommaso.
yeah, Kamaso, yeah, like so that's the four of us. I think it's always kind of interesting whenever we do recordings like this, because I always felt like strings are a very sensitive instrument, and so like we don't sound like this if we play this live. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, we sound better when we play live.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, to some degree, I agree. Like in the sense that like when you're able to like quartet music is very interactive, and so if you're not able to listen and like to react to the body motions of your like fellow musicians, it's a little bit harder to be able to say one thing in a unified way. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of like one of the things that this song kind of really I felt like brings to light. It's like, oh, it would be great if we could just play this together one day. And so yeah, that was kind of the inspiration. Yeah, like it goes verse, interlude, verse, interlude, and the interludes in 3/4 compared to the 4/4 time of the song. I wanted it to like break up the like the feeling of this song. And yeah, and so that's why I had like that kind of interlude there. Fun fact, that idea in the interlude is not mine. It was one of a Twitch streamer. I was streaming while I was writing this, and one of the viewers like, oh, you should check this out and take a look at this. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea, and I just kind of rode with it. But yeah, shout out to that person, whoever that was. I don't know.
Thank you, that
Okay.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Like all the interludes, I think did a really good job making sure they like ended the previous one, but prepared for the next verse as well. So I think those are cool little moments.
Nice.
This can be like a response song one day, or
Yeah, one day.
yeah, one day.
It's a little.
One
I'm gonna be
day.
honest. It's a little too dynamic for me for a response song. I definitely don't think that it's great to be very upfront like that on a response song. Like
That's
I'd
true.
like I prefer response songs is to be kind of meditative, and this arrangement is a little bit on the hey, take a look at me side of music. So I don't
Mhm.
know
I
if I
see.
want to do it for response.
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
can serve just as special music to be listened
Yeah,
to very purposefully.
yeah.
All right, the final one.
All right.
Hallelujah, now and ever we confess Christ our hope in life and death. Oh, sing hallelujah, our hope springs eternal. Oh, sing hallelujah, now and ever we confess Christ our hope in life and death. Now and ever we confess Christ our hope in life and death.
Very nice.
And this art was by
Serena So.
thanks,
Very
Serena.
nice.
It's in green.
Mhm.
I think Matt, you're the arranger on this one, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, arranger as in
What's
yeah.
your vision for it?
I just told,
Or the
I just
producer
tried
of
to
it?
get as many voices as I could to fit on this.
Oh,
Because I always enjoy having a choir-like sound. And I think that's one of the cool things about being in a church, that you get to hear those around you sing. And I wanted to emulate that with this song.
It was
Because I think it's a very
fitting.
anthem-like song too.
yeah.
Very
Thanks,
fitting for
Aaron.
our last song too.
Was that Alvin?
It's very fitting for our last song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like the Hallelujah chorus.
Agreed.
Mhm.
And thank you, Aaron, for all your editing for all the voices.
Oh,
Much appreciated.
yes. That's always fun. I get to hear everybody in fine detail. And we have to slide into place. It's kind of similar to like our blessing video we did. I think it's been a year. Wow. Yeah, we
Mhm.
did the video for the blessing where we tried to get as many folks in to sing. And so like it was kind of the same kind of spirit. I would love
How
to
many-
do more of those in the future. Like it's great to hear the whole church sing together in unison.
How many vocalists were on this song?
I believe Matthew, do you know the number on the top of your head?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think.
Oh, 11
According to
voices,
this.
but I think there's like 8 harmonies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of us recorded
People
harmonies, right?
doubled. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
So pretty
basically
tame compared
everyone.
to yeah.
It's everyone besides, I guess, me, Kristen, Aaron.
Matthew.
And me.
Oh, I thought Matthew sang it. Oh,
No, Matthew didn't
I
sing.
didn't sing.
Oh. I know Brian also sang, and then Gabe also sang in that song.
Yes, I
right?
convinced them to sing.
How come you guys didn't want to sing on this album or on the song?
Matt didn't convince us.
I didn't not want to sing.
Have you heard me sing?
I have. Oh, we actually have a recording of Alvin singing
No.
Oh, yes. Nice.
one day.
No.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I mean, we've hit our hour mark, so maybe we should probably go into the Q&A stuff like another time. What do you guys say?
When's the other time?
We'll figure out one day.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we can. I think it's kind of we're kind of hitting the 1 hour mark and everything. So
Yeah, we definitely. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, any final words on kind of how you guys felt about like the album as a whole? Something you kind of want to point out?
I do want to point out that most of the mixing, if I'm not mistaken, if not all, is done by you, right, Aaron?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, well, huge kudos to you for being able to do all 12 of them. It's a lot of, I know it's a lot of work, and so yeah, I appreciate just all your hard work and dedication to mixing all the songs and everything.
Yeah, I mean, everyone pulled their fair share of work here. Matthew showed up every weekend just to help record stuff. So like we all had our good amount of stuff to do. So I'm just playing my role. So.
Yeah, I think we all played a key role into kind of making this successful, and of course like all the musicians and then all the artists that kind of put their cover art on this, we really appreciate them too. And who knows, maybe we'll do something in the future.
We should definitely do more of this. Is great.
Yeah, I was kind of mentioning to you guys that maybe we should do like a Christmas one or something like that next year. So it'd be kind of cool to do. Not this Christmas, but next year, I mean. So
anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
It could be this Christmas.
It could be, yeah.
It doesn't have to be a full album. It could just be like one song.
Single. Yeah, I think that could be true too. You can do that too.
Well, if anyone watching has any ideas, just throw an email out to Ray or us, and we'll think about it. Definitely would like to get more folks in the church involved. Like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun getting to interact with everyone in this way. So.
Yeah. Hopefully this provides confidence.
Yeah, I hope this just encourages more people to be willing to record themselves too, even if it's on their own. Don't be afraid to put something out there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you guys again. And I think there's more behind the scenes stuff on the group interview video that's going to be dropping later tonight. So check it out.
Yes, look forward to that.
Alrighty.
All
right.
Cool.
Good night, Facebook.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys later.
Bye.
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 Peace.